Stop scrolling. That wheat penny you just ignored could have been $300,000. Every day, people spend these coins and erase life-changing money forever. No warning. No second chance. There are 3 wheat pennies collectors hunt like ghosts. They look normal, dirty, worthless. That's the trap. The first one dies in pocket change. A tiny mint error no one notices until an auction explodes into 6 figures. The second one should never exist. One wrong strike, one metal mistake, and collectors panic, bidding higher until reality breaks. The third wheat penny? Over $300,000. Gone forever because someone cleaned it, spent it, assumed it was nothing. Jars, drawers, old collections, your pocket. These coins are everywhere and disappearing every second. If a wheat penny looks off, feels wrong, or seems different, stop. Do not clean it. Do not spend it, because the most valuable penny you will ever touch might already be gone, and you'll never even know you lost it. Face screaming in fear, money with wings. Stop. The 1942 wheat penny you've ignored, spent, or tossed into a jar could be worth a fortune, and most people destroy its value without ever knowing. This coin looks harmless, old, common, worth 1 cent. That lie has already erased life-changing money for thousands of people. The 1942 wheat penny sits at a dangerous moment in U.S. history. War pressure, metal shortages, rush production, mint chaos, and chaos creates errors. The kind collectors will fight over like predators. Most people see a brown, worn penny and move on. Collectors see a ticking time bomb. One version of a 1942 wheat penny looks completely normal until you notice something slightly wrong. A doubled letter, a shifted strike, a tiny flaw no one else sees. That's how ordinary pennies turn into 5-figure auction monsters. Another 1942 wheat penny should never exist the way it does. Wrong metal, wrong strike, wrong pressure. These mistakes happen during wartime rush, and when they surface today, bidding wars explode. People lose their minds. Prices jump fast. Hesitation costs tens of thousands. And then there are the errors people destroy every single day. Off-center strikes where Lincoln's face is partially missing. Clipped planchets where the coin looks broken, but that break is factory-made gold. Die cracks running like scars across the coin. Ignored by beginners, worshipped by experts. Most people clean these coins. That single act can wipe out 90% of the value instantly. One scrub, one polish, one mistake, and the money is gone forever. Weak strikes are another silent killer. Some 1942 wheat pennies were struck lightly. Details fade. People assume damage. But weak strikes from wartime presses can be extremely desirable, especially when paired with other mint flaws. Mint marks matter. The absence of a mint mark. The presence of one. The position, the shape. A slightly misplaced mint mark can turn a penny into auction bait. Condition is deadly important. Most 1942 pennies were heavily circulated, but a sharp, uncirculated coin with an error? That's the kind of piece collectors wait years for. And the worst part? These coins are still out there, in old jars, in inherited boxes, in forgotten drawers, in your pocket. People spend them at gas stations, drop them in donation jars, lose them between couch cushions, and they never know they just erased a small fortune. Collectors examine 1942 wheat pennies like forensic evidence. Weight, color, strike, sound, surface. One overlooked detail can be the difference between 1 cent and life-changing money. Do not assume. Do not clean. Do not spend. Every 1942 wheat penny deserves inspection. Every detail matters. Because the most valuable coin you'll ever touch won't look special until it's too late. The real nightmare isn't missing a rare coin. It's never knowing you had it. The 1942 wheat penny is small, quiet, easy to ignore, but its errors are deadly. Its value is hidden, and its biggest danger is ignorance. Check every one. Handle it like it matters. Because for many people, the 1942 wheat penny wasn't just a coin. It was money they lost forever without even realizing it. Stop. If you have ever touched a 1944 wheat penny, You may have already lost life-changing money without even realizing it. This coin is one of the most dangerous pennies in American history. Not because it looks rare, but because it looks too normal. That's how fortunes disappear. Most people think 1944 pennies are common. Millions were made. People spend them, clean them, ignore them, and that mistake has destroyed six-figure coins. The year 1944 was chaos at the U.S. Mint. America was at war. Metal supplies were stressed. Equipment was pushed beyond limits. And when the mint is rushed, mistakes happen. Mistakes collectors will pay insane money for today. One version of the 1944 wheat penny should never exist at all. A penny struck on the wrong metal. A penny that looks off in color. A penny that feels wrong in the hand. People spend these because they don't know. Collectors hunt them like ghosts. Another 1944 penny looks normal until you slow down. The date, the lettering, Lincoln's profile. Something is slightly doubled, slightly shifted, almost invisible to beginners, but experts spot it instantly. That's how a 1-cent coin becomes auction dynamite. Then come the strike errors. Off-center strikes where Lincoln's face is cut off. Broad strikes where the coin spreads wider than normal. Misaligned dies that create warped designs. Most people think these are damaged. They throw them away. They spend them. They erase thousands or more in seconds. Clipped planchets are another silent fortune killer. The coin looks broken, incomplete, wrong, but that missing piece is mint-made, and collectors pay huge money for clean examples. Die cracks and cuds are deadly too. Raised lines across the coin, bulges near the rim, metal flowing where it shouldn't. These are scars from dying dies, and collectors love them. Weak strikes are especially dangerous on 1944 pennies. Wartime pressure meant some coins were struck lightly. Details fade. People assume wear. But weak strikes paired with errors can push values into 5 figures fast. Mint marks matter more than people realize. No mint mark. A, D, and S. The position, the shape, the alignment. One tiny difference can separate a spender from a serious collector piece. And then there's condition, the final killer. Most 1944 wheat pennies were circulated hard, but sharp, unclean coin with original surfaces, especially with an error, that's the kind of coin collectors wait years to find. Cleaning is the worst mistake. One polish, one scrub, one shine attempt. Value destroyed. Forever. And here's the nightmare part. These coins are still everywhere. In jars, in drawers, in inherited boxes, in pocket change. People drop them in tip jars, donate them, lose them, spend them on coffee. And they never know they just erased a fortune that will never come back. Collectors inspect 1944 wheat pennies like crime scenes. Weight, color, strike, sound, surface, metal composition. One overlooked detail can be the difference between 1 cent and life-changing money. The real danger of the 1944 wheat penny isn't rarity. It's ignorance. The most valuable coin you will ever touch will not glow. It will not announce itself. It will look boring until it's gone. Do not assume. Do not clean. Do not spend. Check every 1944 wheat penny like your future depends on it. Because for many people it already did, and they'll never even know what they lost. The 1944 wheat penny isn't just a coin. It's a silent financial nightmare hiding in plain sight. Stop. The 1952 wheat penny you've ignored your entire life could be the most expensive mistake you'll ever make. This coin is one of the most dangerously underestimated pennies in U.S. history. It doesn't scream rare. It doesn't look special. And that's exactly why people destroy its value every single day. 1952 sits in a quiet zone of American coinage. No big headlines. No dramatic metal changes. No obvious red flags. And that calm surface hides a nightmare underneath. Because when people stop paying attention, errors survive. Millions of 1952 wheat pennies were struck. But rush production, aging dies, and inconsistent pressure created coins that were never meant to leave the mint the way they did. Those mistakes are still out there, unnoticed, unprotected, and disappearing forever. Most people see a brown wheat penny and think, common, worthless, spend it. Collectors see a crime scene. Start with strike errors. Off-center 1952 wheat pennies exist where Lincoln's face is partially missing. People assume damage. They throw them away. That damage can be thousands of dollars erased instantly. Broad strikes are even worse. The coin spreads wider than normal. Looks strange. Feels wrong. Beginners think it's fake. Experts know it's mint-made chaos, and chaos sells. Then come the die cracks, thin raised lines, heavy breaks, bulges near the rim. These aren't scratches. They're dying dies tearing themselves apart. The bigger and bolder the crack, the more collectors want it. Clip planchets are silent killers. A missing chunk of metal that looks like a defect from damage. It isn't. It was born that way. And people spend these without hesitation, not knowing they just tossed away serious money. Weak strikes are especially dangerous with 1952 pennies. Aging equipment caused details to fade. People assume wear. But weak strikes paired with errors can turn a 1-cent coin into auction bait. Now the mint marks. No mint mark. A, D, and S. Each tells a different story. Each has different error populations. A slightly misplaced mint mark. An abnormal shape. A faint or filled mint mark. These details decide whether a coin is ignored or hunted. Condition is where the real heartbreak happens. Most 1952 wheat pennies were heavily circulated, but an unclean coin with original surfaces, even without a dramatic error, that alone can shock collectors. Add an error, and suddenly people start bidding with emotion, not logic. Cleaning is the fastest way to destroy everything. One shine attempt, one polish, one scrub to make it look better. Value gone. Forever. And here's the nightmare nobody talks about. 1952 wheat pennies are still everywhere. Old jars, inherited boxes, garage finds, estate sales, pocket change. People spend them on coffee, drop them in donation bins, lose them under car seats. And they never know they just erased a coin collectors would have fought over. Collectors inspect 1952 wheat pennies with forensic obsession. Weight, color, strike quality, surface texture. One tiny overlooked detail can mean the difference between 1 cent and a life-changing discovery. The danger of the 1952 wheat penny isn't rarity. It's ignorance combined with confidence. People assume they know what's valuable. They assume they'd recognize it. They're wrong. The most valuable coin you'll ever touch won't announce itself. It won't shine. It won't look special. It will look boring until it's gone. Do not assume. Do not clean. Do not spend. Every 1952 wheat penny deserves inspection, because for many people, this coin wasn't just a penny. It was money they lost forever without ever knowing it. And that's the real nightmare.